It's Uncommon Fossil, and today taking a look once again at Arcanine EX, and this is a revision of the starter deck. I have a revised starter deck that I posted, I think, a couple months ago, and it's a very popular video, partly for a couple reasons. One, it's a revision of a starter deck, so everybody has its access to it, or at least the upgrades are pretty super budget friendly as a new player. Secondly, it works well, which is obviously a very appealing thing. And third, these kind of tanky fire Pokemon that do solid damage are very appealing. I think I like them all. You know, I'm drawn towards them, and I think a lot of other people are. So hey, I was kind of thinking about the deck, and I said, hey, the deck list I had before was pretty good, but I can tweak it a little bit, still keeping it budget friendly, not really adding much more in cost, and make, I think, the deck a little better. So let's get into the changes here. So still plays 3 Arcanine EX, 280 HP stage 1, gives up 2 prizes, of course, 2 nice attacks, 250 damage with Bright Flame for 3 energy, so we got to get energy on, and obviously we have ways to accelerate that as we get into the deck list, but 250 HP, and then you discard 2 fire energies from it. That's awkward, but we can get it back to re-attack again if we're not knocked out, or if we're well, obviously we're knocked out, we're not attacking again. The other thing is if our opponent hits into us, it does enough damage to us, but not knocking us out, we can use Raging Claws, which is a very nice revenge attacker, for just 2 energy, so 1 single attachment if we still have that 1 energy on it, 30 plus 10 more for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So a nice option on after attacking after it's been damaged as well. We're playing just 3 Growlithe before. We played 4 before. I've added some other trainers, in particular some tools, so we need to make deck space, so cut 1 Growlithe. 3 is okay. Obviously 4 is better because you want to set this up turn 1 because you got to evolve and start getting energies on it, but 3 works, and yeah, need the deck space there. You can stoke with that attack. You're pretty much never going to Fire Claws 3 energies to do 70. You know, you don't want to do that. But stoke for 1 energy, if you're going second, can be the right attack, although it usually doesn't work out well. What it does, you search your deck for 2 basic fire energies, put it onto this Pokemon, and then shuffle your deck. That's good, because now you have 3 energies for next turn, but you're probably getting knocked out, so those energies all get discarded. It can help thin the deck, though, so it still can be the right play, even if you think you're going to be knocked out. The engine, we played a 2-2 Bibarel line, which the deck played before. Industrious Incisors, draw the F5 cards in hand. Very nice ability there. We played a Skwovet before. Again, deck space, cut it, as well as bench space, right? There's a number of Pokemon we need to get in play. We need Bibarel, we need the basic Growlithe to evolve to Arcanine, Entei, Radiant Heatran, a lot of these Pokemon. So bench space is an issue too. So Skwovet went. I like it, but I think that needed to get cut. I mentioned Entei, which this is one of the cards that was added from the starter deck. 2 copies of this, still the same 2 copies. A nice simple attacker, a basic V, 230 HP, so a good amount of HP there. Fleet-footed ability, which is a nice little plus. You draw, if it's in the active spot, you draw 1 card. Good, it's not, that's not why the card's here, but just take advantage of it when you have the opportunity. But Burning Ronda for 2 energies does 20 plus 20 more for each bench Pokemon. Full bench by both players is an extra 200 damage, so 220 damage. So you're one-shotting basic multi-prize Pokemon in a lot of cases, so a good attack there. What else do we play? We need to get these energies up, particularly for Arcanine EX, into the active, so we play a 2-2 Armarouge line. Armarouge with the Fire Off ability. As often as you like, you may move a fire energy from one of your bench Pokemon to your active Pokemon. So very nice there. So because we have ways to accelerate to the bench with Magma Basin, we'll get to that in the trainers. So get energy, accelerate energy onto the bench, accelerate to the active, and attack away. Very, very good there. We have, and it's a 2-2 line. We did change up the Charcadet to this Charcadet, which has 70 HP. It's 10 more than the other. One of the comments on the old video, and I don't remember who made the comment, but thank you very much for it, so they had changed up the Charcadet, and I think it was to this one. I think so. I don't remember. I'll just show you the different options and explain the logic behind it from my standpoint. So I think we had this one 60 HP, could attack for 30 for 1, retreat cost of 1. But this one, 70 HP, still the retreat cost is 1, which I like because we might want to switch into an Entei or something else. So it's good that we can retreat just for the 1 and can attack for 1 energy, although you know, it's not the greatest attack, but it's still there. So 70 plus 10 HP retreat cost of 1. There is an 80 HP option. There's 2 of them, but they both, the retreat cost of both of these is 2. So don't want that. Don't want the retreat cost of 2. There is another one with 70 HP with a retreat cost of 1 that does 60 damage, which is nice, but it's 3 energy, and that just doesn't seem like a good thing. So that's why this Charcadet from Obsidian Flames, number 43, is the one I've chosen. And then I changed the Radiant Pokemon. This is the other change, and I really like. I played Radiant Charizard before, which is very good. Can attack potentially for just 1 fire energy if your opponent's taken 4 prize cards. It does 250 damage. If you do 250 damage for 1 energy on a single prize Pokemon, super great. But Radiant Heatran has some definite advantages. Now, it takes 3 energy, but we have Magma Basin set up, and this Pokemon loves Magma Basin because Raging Blast attack for 3 energy does 70 damage per damage counter on this Pokemon. So if you use Magma Basin once, it puts 2 damage counters on it, or 20 damage. It does 140. If you've done it twice, 280. So 2 turns to get to 280 damage. You're one-shotting V-Stars like Giratina, Arceus, super good. And 3 turns, 6 damage counters, 6 is 420 damage. You're one-shotting anything in the game. So it's a big, big threat. It can one-shot anything, which you can't do with Radiant Charizard. So I like the Radiant Heatran because it loves getting damage onto it, and then we accelerate the energies off of it with Armarouge till we're ready to attack with Radiant Heatran. The one thing you'll find when you play with Radiant Heatran is your opponents know what you're doing. So at some point, they're probably going to gust up the Radiant Heatran, take the knockout. You'll be sad. But if the other knockouts are all multi-prize Pokemon hitting into your Entei's and Arcanine EXs, then that's 1 prize knockout doesn't end the game quicker for them, right? Obviously, if they can knock out a single prize Pokemon, then that's their advantage. But they knock out the single prize, they still need generally 3 more multi-prize Pokemon knockouts. So while it slows us down, it slows their win condition down too. So it's got some trade-offs there, but I think that big threat is a big plus to that. Energy, still basic fire energies, because that's what we need for our attacks, and we can accelerate that onto our Pokemon. Only 11 copies. Played 12 before. I prefer 12 because this deck wants extra fire. You need to get them in the discard and stuff. But 11's enough, and again, needed some deck space, so cut an energy there as well to make room for the trainers. So it is in the trainers where the changes were made, but I'll get through the things the pieces that have stayed the same first. So for Magma Basin, really good stadium. You can accelerate a fire energy if the discard pile to one of your bench fire Pokemon. You put 2 damage counters onto it. So again, Radiant Heatran loves Magma Basin. We play the Charcadet so we can accelerate from that bench Pokemon that got accelerated to the active to attack with. So it all works together pretty nicely. Pokemon Search, this is the same as before. 4 Nest Ball for basics, 4 Ultra Ball. Discard some cards, some energies could be, which of course helps us with Magma Basin and such. You get the evolutions into our hand to get them in play, because obviously we have a bunch of evolutions. We need Ultra Ball for this deck. Play 2 Earthen Vessel. It's not a Pokemon, but you discard a card, which a lot of times, of course, you want a fire energy. And then the discard, and then you search your deck for up to 2 basic energy, 2 fire energy, so it helps just get the energies into hand so we can set things up and discard some energies along the way. We play 2 Super Rods. Could probably cut it to 1. I would say that could be an option for deck space too, but shuffle in a combination of 3 Pokemon and or basic energy from the discard pile into your deck. We need that. In part why we need it is because our main supporter is Professor's Research. 4 copies of this. You discard your hand, draw 7. It's just really good, helps you set up, which is part of why this deck is good. 4 research is very good. It used to be the way all decks were played. Then decks have gone away from it lately, in part because rare candy is more popular, and discarding rare candies always feels bad. It is tough, but Professor's Research is very good. And as a new player, you might not like discarding your hand, but most of the time discarding play the cards you have that you need to that turn, discard your hand, draw 7 fresh cards is the best play. We do have, like I said, Super Rod to recover. We could play Pal Pad to get back some supporters. We don't. That would be an option to make a switch there. Supporters, we play 2 Bosses Order, just really good. Gust up your opponent's bench to the active, super important over the course of the game. And 2 Raihan, a way to help get those energies into play if your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's last turn, and that's going to happen. for sure over the course of most games. You accelerate a basic energy from your discard pile to any one of your Pokemon. Search your deck for any one card. So very good energy acceleration, setting up for that next turn. They say I play 1 rope and 2 switch. That stayed the same as before. Because of Magma Basin, we do need to switch if we don't have Charcadet from the bench to the active, so that's very good. I think the 2 switch 1 rope is enough, and I think that mix seems to be pretty good most of the time. Okay, let's just glancing through it. It's tools I've added. So because of that, I had 2 Iono before. I replaced that with 2 Arven. Arven searches for an item and a tool, and so this lets us get those tools into hand, hopefully the turn we need them. So that's why the Arven now in 3 tools, which are just really good in the deck. 1 Forest Seal Stone. The deck definitely wants Forest Seal Stone. So even if you don't like all the changes, Forest Seal Stone gives a V Pokemon a V-Star power. We don't play a V-Star. We do play the V in the Entei V, so it allows you to use Star Alchemy once over the course of the game. Search your deck for any 1 card and put it into hand, so really good there. We play 1 EXP share. I like this if your active Pokemon is knocked out by damage, only from damage. So, like Roaring Moon uses its attack that just knocks it out. It doesn't activate it, unfortunately. But knocked out by damage, then you can move a basic energy from the active to the Pokemon this card is attached to. So, just really good. Just think about where you want to attach it. And just be aware of decks that you think play Lost Vacuum. You want to hold off on the tools until it's going to start to be useful, right? Just to protect it. And then the third tool we play is Bravery Charm, largely for the Entei. It only works on basic Pokemon. It gives it plus 50 HP. The Entei V is 230 HP, so now we go to 280. So even if you damage yourself with Magma Basin, say 20, you're still at 260. Something like Giratina V-Star can one-shot it, but a lot of Pokemon can't one-shot the Entei V with the Bravery Charm, and you could also put it on Radiant Heatran, especially up against a spread type deck, so that you can still use its ability, but not make your Radiant Heatran as vulnerable. So Bravery Charm is the third tool I've added, and those are all the changes, and I think I've hit all the cards. So it's very similar to the old list, but I do think it's a little better. I've been playing it. It's been working pretty well. Let's take a look on the ladder and see what we can do. All right, calling head. Sorry there. Last game was just awful. Just awful. It wasn't a great matchup, but man, I bricked so hard last game. It is what it is, right? It happens. That's life. But ouch. Ouch is all I can say to that one. All right, going first, which is what I want. Obviously, they want to go second, so they're planning on taking a knockout. I'll put up the Bidoof. Hopefully, I need to get another Bidoof into play. Is it a Chansey? A Chansey deck? Wow. Okay. Was not expecting that play. I'll give you that. All right. So, what do I do here? Because Arven is good for next turn. I'm going to attach here, I think. Hey, and I'm going to end turn. So I'm not sure. So what is this deck? Lucky bonus, if you take this card as a face-down prize during a turn, your bench isn't full, you may put it directly onto the bench. And if they flip heads, they get an extra prize. So pretty sweet there. So they must play Peonia. I assume that there might be other ways to get the prize cards back where you want. Obviously, that means they don't want this Pokemon in play. Clavel. Okay, so this is a very off-meta deck, which of course is fun, right? It's fun to go up against and see what's what. So Rotom V, maybe some type of a controlly stall deck. I don't know. I don't know. Forest Seal Stone. Let's see what they grab there. They may want to play like the plus 50 HP tool. Man, I'm just blanking on it. But you know what I mean. I play in this deck even, right? So plus 50 HP Bravery Charm, right? I believe is the correct translation. Correct wording, right? And so Irida. Let's see what else they play. So some other water. So Radiant Greninja. And which makes sense, right? They can get Lumineon V. And so now they fill up their bench, I assume. And okay, Alolan Rattata, and Feebas. Okay. With an Ascension attack. So, Vengeful Punch. Okay. So, I'm going to need a switching card, right? I'm going to, I think I use Arven here, right? I think Arven. What do I want with Arven, though? Do I want a switching card? I need a I don't want to grab the switching card actually, so I can evolve. I'm going to grab Nest Ball, Battle VIP Pass. Just make sure Entei's there, so that way I have access to whatever I want. I'm going to evolve him, so I can definitely switch this turn, right? I'm not guaranteed to switch and attack, so I'm going to ditch both energies. Grab, what do I grab here? I want an Entei, but I also want, I'm going to grab Radiant Heatran, because he's really good to get powered up here. Well, do I want him? Do I want to keep things simple? Maybe I'm just going to grab Armarouge this turn. Actually, I should have grabbed, what was I thinking? I was supposed to grab the Arcanine EX. That's what I was supposed to grab. I'm confusing. I'm getting too fancy here. Anyway, I should have grabbed the Arcanine EX. I forgot I didn't have him. So, grab my 5 cards. See what I get. That's not bad. Not bad at all. I can't really attack though, like I want. So, I can. I have Magma Basin. So, I'm going to put down the Radiant Heatran because I want to accelerate to him and power up my Growl. No, I can't attack. I can't attack. What am I saying here? I can't attack. So, which is fine. I will just wait a turn off of this. That was dumb on my part, is what I would say. Actually, I can take the knockout with Entei V, can't I? I can attach and switch and knockout, right? So what do I want to hit into? I think I want a rope, as long as hopefully rope's here. Let's see. All right, what do I have? I just have switch. All right, rope is prized. Okay, so switch it is. So, and this is where having the Armarouge does make this work. So let's see what I hit. Another Growlithe, which is fine. It's nothing overly exciting. I'll bench my other Growlithe. Why not? And I will accelerate from... the Growlithe, right? That's the choice. I like the Radiant Heatran as a big punch at some point. So it's a question of what are they going to knock out? What's going to be left? Anyway, I'm doing 220 damage, so easily blow up the Chansey. Okay, rope. All right, well, that's a good card because switching is good here. Let's see what they sent up. Anyway, it was a slow turn. I did misplay. And, okay, I don't know if they're sending him up just because of Vengeful Punch. I forget what he evolves into. Right? It puts, 40 on me? 4 damage counters or 40 damage. Okay. He must evolve into something, I assume, because Hyper Fang, 50 for 1 DTE, which would do 30 and might do nothing depending on the coin flip. Doesn't seem like a way to win games. So Clavel. All right, what's this guy do again? Basic Pokemon. Okay, and I missed what they were summoned. Unfortunately, this is where the game needs a log. They did show them quickly. I wasn't quite sure. Right, the one was a future Pokemon, I think. This deck's playing things I'm not quite so up on, I will say. So maybe I want to use the rope. I don't know. All right, well, I will attach. Actually, yeah, I'll attach here. I will attach here. I mean, what's in the discard? No, I do not want to use the rod, so I'll just draw 2 cards. Probably use Accelerate Radiant Heatran, which isn't bad. Well, that's not bad at all. Do I want to get rid of the stadium? Maybe. I mean, do I want to accelerate into Growlithe? I don't know that I do. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think the Growlithe for next turn is a nice option. In which case, I haven't discarded any stadiums yet, right? So let me evolve into Growlithe. I mean, into Arcanine EX. So I'll keep the rope. I actually could. I don't think I want to burn the rope this turn. I could use the rope, but I don't think I want to. So I didn't draw my card yet. That was silly on my part. Switching cards not bad though, because then, the damage isn't bad on me, right? Do I want to? No, I think I just want to attack with him, right? Just attack here. Double switch is those are nice cards to have in hand for next turn. So take the knockout, get 40 damage on me. See what happens here. They might have something to grow damage counters. That's and then do they have enough damage on me to knock me out? I'm not totally sure. Or they trying to damage me down to 40 or less. It might be one of those decks, right? You damage, get me down to like 30 HP or something. Then I hit into you, and the tool knocks me out. In which case, that's fine. The tool doesn't hurt me now. It's the tool after I've been damaged is what counts. In which case, also having the switching cards is really good as well. So Iron Bundle on your bench, I can switch me. It gets discarded. And it's a water attacker, so that's not great. That's a concern. And it does 80, so it keeps, all right. So just right now, it's just providing one colorless, though, until they evolve. All right, okay, so what does he do? Well, it puts me down to 10 HP. That's fine. I don't want to hit into them, of course, well, if they attach the tool, I don't hit into them. If they don't attach the tool, I mean, I just go, right? I just go and take them out. At this point, the Lumineon V and Rotom V, I can one-shot. I like that a lot. I feel like I don't put any more damage on the Radiant Heatran necessarily. I mean, I do want to keep Accelerate Energy if there's energy there to accelerate. So we will see what happens, right? If they don't get the... so I'm not knocked out, so it's good for me, right? So I'll attach an energy here. I will use Bibarel for one. Unless I want to, I don't think I want to switch. I think I'll let my Entei get blown up, and that's okay. I think that's the best play here. EXP Share is a nice card. I'm going to attach him to somebody. Very profound. All right, my other rod, which I still don't want, right? No, I don't need Growlithe. So I will put my EXP Share on this Growlithe. Yeah. No energy to accelerate, and I take the knockout. I'm down to 10 HP, which is fine. I mean, honestly, if they can damage me during their turn with something, which they might be able to knock me out. We'll see. I mean, the one, blanking on the name, sorry about that, but there's the one, the Hawlucha, right? That when you play it, it puts 10 on, I think, 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. I think it's restricted to bench, so I think they'd have to chase me to the bench. They don't have a Radiant Pokemon, so they could have the Radiant, not Serena, the Radiant Alakazam, and it would also get rid of the energy off my Radiant Heatran, which makes me very sad, actually, right? So that wouldn't be good for me. And if they make that play, then I got to think things through a little bit. What do I send up? Well, let's see what they get in play here, obviously. So nothing. Okay, good, because better than something that hurts me, right? I mean, they might have just been thinning or resetting their deck. I don't know. All right, failed the Pokegear. Pokegear is a good card, but of course it is luck-based. Obviously, it depends what the build of the deck is. Look, Pokegear is a reasonable card, but you need to have a deck that's built for it, right? Now, their deck doesn't have room, probably bench space, nor deck space for a full-blown engine. All right, so my Milotic. What does this guy do again? Okay, I can't disrupt their hand. Okay, and that's so now they're did they is that Pokemon? Do they have another Chansey? That's a question, right? Their goal is to get put Chansey partly. I mean, they would need to get a card too, right? And they failed the Nest Ball, which might be there's a basic they're looking for, but they also want to get that Chansey into a known slot in the prizes. Do they have another Chansey, or is that the only one? I don't know. So a concern, right? They might take an extra prize some turns. They might have a 3-prize turn, knocking out my V and taking an extra prize. So they would actually, so they potentially they could tie me up this turn. If they have the reversal energy this turn, all right. So what do I send up? I don't think I want to send up the Arcanine EX. I'll send up the Growlithe there. I have the switch cards in hand, which is good. If I evolve, I do have Armarouge in play, which is good. So, which means as long as I evolve him, I can attack. I can attack for 70 as well. So I think I want to. So there's 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's doing 180. So he one-shots the Lumineon V, I think, right? So let me send up the Entei. I will draw my card. I'll take a look. I'm doing 180, which is fine. I don't play, what do you call it? Right, Ultra Ball. I don't think I need it yet, right? So I'll just sit on that. So I'm going to boss doing 180, which means I want to take out Lumineon V, right? Makes it nice and simple. Take 2 prizes. I'm a prize away from game with this. Do not gust up the Rotom V. That would be bad because I want to take a prize here. So they got my Entei V down to 10 HP, but they've been unable to do anything about it, right? So that's good for me there. All right, Rotom V. I can't one-shot him, right? So I have Rope, though, so I am in great shape here. Yeah, so I mean, I'm just going to win the game, I'm pretty sure. Okay, get rid of Beach Court so they can retreat for free. I can retreat for free as well. Thornton, okay. Is this going to slow things down? I mean, oh, Greedent, okay. Sweet. All right, so they're going to take Review next. So they're going to take 4 prizes this turn. So good for them. I have game though, right? I just have game. So with Rope, right? It doesn't really matter what I send up here, does it? I don't think it does. So I will move you over. I could have not, but all right. So what I want to do here? I can. Oh, this could be a 4 prize. I mean, what? A 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a 5. Is this a 5-turn prize turn then? They flip heads. Oh, did they win? Okay, they did. Oh, okay. So they had 2 chances. So they could have taken 6 prizes that turn. So I have Rope. I just have game, right, with Rope. Basically. So so he can just do 250 on, so he blows up anything that they do. So I'm just going to send up Armarouge. So they had the chance. They had the chance. It is chancy. So they had the chance, and they needed to flip heads. So anyway, had the switching card, had the Rope, which is what I needed, Rope or a boss then to guarantee me game. So anyway, came close there. My opponent was, they needed to hit, so they got 2 for the Entei. They got 2 extra for the Green VMAX, very good. And then they needed, and they grabbed, since they grabbed 2 prizes, they were able to get 2 chances in spots they knew in the prizes. And they got to flip heads each time, but they had to flip heads both times to do it. So they flipped heads once, flipped tails once, made them a prize short. So, hey, it was a fun deck that they had. So glad to have been able to play against it. All right, let's see what happens. It's been a little rough ride here today trying to get gameplay here. A bunch of Glamora decks where they've set up quite nicely. I mean, a bunch of Hisuian Arcanine decks. Is that what it is? The one that Hisuian Electrode, sorry. Yeah, the one that attacks for free based on special conditions. And they've set up well and is very difficult once they set up, for sure, and such. So it just has not gone well for me. Anyway, hopefully this game gets going quicker. Oh, and hopefully I set up, right? Hopefully obviously my opponent took a little bit of time to choose what they're doing. Growlithe, not great, but it is what it is, right? Yeah, and this is another terrible start right now. So it's, yeah, and with these 4 research in the deck, I have not been seeing research very often at all. You know, I don't think dropping the Squovit's the problem with my deck at all. Energies, generally I've been hitting energies, so that 11 energies is fine. I don't think I want to go to... All right, Gardevoir deck. This is, you know, the problem is I need something good here into hand. Is what I'll say. Otherwise I got nothing, right? I really need, I need research this turn. That's what I do. And then I can play Magma Basin and play research. And I guess I attach Bravery Charm to the Growlithe if I'm lucky enough to hit research. Do they have... It goes from the deck. So any energies in the discard pile yet? No. Okay. So, okay. I mean, not a great start for them. That's the good thing. That's the good news. Okay, so planning on attacking with the Gardevoir. Okay, so this is pretty horrific, is what I would say, right? Pretty horrific. So I guess I gust them up because that's all I need to slow them down because this is about as bad as it gets, basically. I just could have not gotten the boss. I could have not gotten the energy. The energy probably doesn't matter, but if I top decked, or if I draw into an Arcanine EX or get a card that accesses me, I have 3 Arcanine EXs, I have 4 Ultra Balls, and I have 4 Research, right? So any of those cards means I can take a knockout. So Avery, obviously I have no bench, so not a problem at all for me there. See, the decks that play Avery are more decks like this, which want to, which play big benches themselves. So they think that a small bench hurts the opponents, and it can sometimes, but it also can be a big plus. So anyway, so they're excited in energy, which is fine. So they'll knock me out next turn. I need to, all right, well, that's not terrible. That's not terrible, right? So I'm going to attach another energy because I discard 2, and I take 2 prizes. So this is this is just okay. Well, the attack from the single prize basic will end up being useful. All right, Entei V, that's good. Rope, Magma Basin, all good cards. I would like to get something else going, of course, as well. But see what we got here, right? So I actually have Rope Switch, so they're going to become Gardevoir EX. They don't knock me out, though, which is good. Okay, well, this means I attack just for... I'll just use my... how do I doing for damage here? I'm doing 220. I think I need to get Entei V into the active, though, right? I think that's what needs to happen too. So I'm going to accelerate an energy onto Entei V. Why they give me thumbs down? I don't have knockout. Why they give me thumbs down? You just want me to not? I don't know what's with these people. Maybe I'm missing something, but I don't have what's that for? I don't have knockout. Okay, so he can do 40, which is really stinky, right? But he doesn't knock me out. So, I mean, how come I can't mute the people, right? That's what you start to say too, right? Because you want to act that way, right? What do you want me to do? Concede? I don't have knockout. I do 250. I could have got I could have attacked for 250, but you've got 270. So, okay, that's unfortunate for me there, because they're going to blow me up. And then I'm going to do 20, and I do 20 damage. So, okay. And I could concede, but honestly, I'm kind of annoyed, right, by the thumbs down. I mean, what was I supposed to do? I was supposed to concede? I don't know what they expected me to do there. If they didn't have boss, that was definitely the correct play. I mean, what's with that, huh? What's wrong with you? I mean, what's your problem, buddy? What's your problem? I mean, I can't mute you, so I'd like to give him some other gesture than what I got here. I gotta say, so I'm not liking this. I'm not happy with this person at. So Radiant, what I want to do here? Do I bench Bibarel? I guess I bench Bidoof. And I mean, stop being such a jerk. I mean, in all seriousness, what are you doing? I mean, what are you doing here? I mean, what is your problem, huh? Why are you such a jerk? In all seriousness, why are you such a jerk? So, okay. So I attack for 60. I have the rope, which means I have the barrel. So I have the potential here to work through them. It's tough. It's tough, right? Obviously, they got nothing in play. I'm a guess. All right, this is okay. So let's see what they do here. We're two. Okay, so what's the Entei EX? So they can move their damage counters from the bench to the active, so they could switch, and they don't knock me out though. I'm not going to knock the Dedenne out either. All right, Natu. So they play a Xatu engine. Okay, so I mean, I assume they play Curlius as well. They didn't do that there. So now that now they're going. I don't know if they were holding back. Well, they must have been holding back on some of these things, right? They deliberately didn't play their Nest Ball, which is fine. I just, I don't know why they pulled. I don't know why they gave me all those. All the emotes that they did, right? Didn't seem particularly justified. So they can move damage, but they can only get 2 more damage counters. I think they should have, or they could. Are they going to do the second attack? Maybe they're going to do the second attack. I would have thought they would have used the first attack and heal up the guard. In which case, they could have got more damage counters onto them by. They could have put all 4 energies on, then retreated. They would have had enough. All right, so they're going to. All right, I mean, so what are they going to take out? My engine piece or the Growlithe? All right, the Growlithe, which has energy on it. What do I have here? I have a Growlithe and Arcanine. 2 energies, just trying to think through. So they take a prize. I don't take a knockout, of course. All right. Do I? I mean, I could have switched, but I don't know that I want to switch either. It's just really not. All right, I am. I don't know what's up with this person. So anyway, how do I want to sequence this? And I can't turn this off, which is the fortune. So I need to think here. So, do I want to rod? Do I want to? What do I have for energy? So I'm gonna play rod. And if your goal is to, make it unpleasant for everyone else to play live, you're succeeding in that, is what I'll say. I think the Dedenne's fine. He's not going to knock me out. And okay, well, this is good here. So I think I want to get the Heatran in play, but let's see what I draw into. All right, Armarouge is good too. So do I have every Heatran? So that's good. Would have liked to get him set up sooner, right? Accelerate to you. Get down. Get down these other options. So, and actually take the knockout, right? So that's very nice. So that was a good turn there. So was able to dig out enough benched Pokemon on my bench. And these are Pokemon I need for the game too, right? So I need the Bibarel. I need Radiant Heatran. Radiant Heatran, I need 2 more damage. I need to accelerate 2 more times. And this is where in Gardevoir EX can be one shot. So this is where the Radiant Heatran can really shine in a matchup like this. It also shows that you need to get the Radiant Heatran in play early, right? Because the fact that he's down to this one. Now, I don't get one shot here, which is really good, right? So Radiant. So I need to accelerate. I need to keep, hopefully the Magma Basin stays in play, right? But I also have, and they didn't take any prizes. So that means, I'm in pretty good shape here. I accelerate an energy here. Well, let me play you down. I want to thin things. I mean, I could take out the Xatu as well, couldn't I? But I don't think I want to do that. So I will attach here. I will Bibarel, and then Entei V, and then I'll probably accelerate. That's very nice as well. So, is there something else I want to get in play though? Right, having the gusting cards is good as well. Having the rope is good. All right, I'm not going to research. So therefore, I'm going to do this. Okay, so I can get, if they were to gust and disrupt me, I want to get another energy in the discard pile is what I'm thinking. That's what I want to do. So just do this. Do I want to grab something else here? Sure, I'll grab an Entei V. I might end up playing him. I don't think I want to. I actually could switch with him, couldn't I? I could switch and move the damage counters, right? Or I could rope, actually, right? Actually, I can. How do I want to work it? Do I want to rope or switch? I'm going to rope and save and go down to 1 prize. So if they bench something else, it just gives me more and more options, right? So I like the switch card, right? Because they could try Gus stalling this game. So move from the Entei V, because that's probably, he's the weak link here for me. And, okay, finishes up. Take the knockout, and I can one-shot the Radiant Heatran next turn. I can also retreat as long as I have to get an energy on him, right? So if I have Magma Basin, I can actually, as long as I have Magma Basin in play, I can pull it off too. So I should have game. So this is where, like I said, the Radiant Heatran's coming through, doing its thing, gonna one-shot them. And if they don't, and then, even if they took out if they bench something else, I can win that route as well. So, accelerate this energy here. I'll just play the switching card, right? It's the easiest way to do it. And take the 2 prizes here. And 420. And this is the beauty of Radiant Heatran. It, one-shots these big Pokemon, which is the one thing the deck can't do with the old build, with the Radiant Charizard. Radiant Charizard's nice, but hey, it can't get the one-shot, which is what, a piece the deck really wants. So anyway, so there's the deck performing very well. Took a little bit to get going, had to kind of endure a bunch of emote spamming along the way. But hey, I do think all in all, today's play for me has been a little up and down, but I do think it's an improved build, and I encourage you to give it a try. And let me know in the comments below what you think is the best tweaking of this deck that you find works best for you. Take care.